Hey guys, it's Roken1812. I'm finally posting a video again. I've had a few days off from work, and it's been kind of crappy weather out, and I just kind of dug some figures out and kind of got in the mood again. Had a few days. So what I have in front of me, I don't know if I've ever actually showed these. Um, I'm kind of Britished out right now. I've been painting a lot more British and Allied. Well, when I at least last time I did. So I decided to switch to some French, change it up, try and avoid all the crazy amount of white lace and white piping and stuff that's on all the British uniforms. French are a little easier to paint. So I sort of switched and started digging out some French, particularly my French Imperial Guard. I don't know if I ever showed you guys these in close up, but this is sort of what I have so far. Remember from the last video, which would be back in probably back last summer. I was talking about I was sort of rebasing my figures onto a little more substantial card that I've been painting brown and adding a bit of texturing and flocking to make them essentially permanent on the bases, just to protect them if nothing else. So that's one thing I was doing the last couple days, is painting some figures, but also basically starting to put my French, in particular my Imperial Guard, onto these cards. So in this tray here is sort of some stuff that I have painting up my Imperial Guard so far. There's a lot more to be done. Basically, I sort of looked at what figures I have not painted yet, and I still have a lot in storage. So basically, like all these areas here, all the card, I basically have measured out that those will be taken up by painted figures once it's done. So as you see, I still have a lot of more figures to paint. But going in the back here, these here at the back, those are some of the really nice, the Revel Imperial Guard Grenadiers in their slimmed down bearskins and gray coats, which of course are perfect for Waterloo campaign. Those are great, which are still in production, but I've managed to get a few sets over the years. These guys here are the hat chasseurs, which are also really nice. Got some more to add to there. These guys here are more hat. They're actually technically the I think the 1805 Grenadiers, but I mean they work perfectly fine for Imperial Guard Grenadiers, and I've just painted them up with their blue trousers to be on sort of a semi-campaign log. Not quite the same as the Revel, but they're not in full dress or anything. They're nice. I've got a lot more painted on those. I mean, those are all just marching, which are good. So I got a lot more to add to that. And then over here, that's at the back, is the not very nice Esky/Artillery Imperial Guard set, which I think about one pack years ago, painted them up, and haven't really thought about them since. They're not a very good pack. There's a lot better options out there, so not ever probably getting by more of those. Some more of the hat figures that are just firing. These guys here, these are sort of an oddball. These are actually converted Nassau Grenadiers. Years ago, I ended up somehow accidentally getting a couple sprues of Nassau Grenadiers well, they weren't supposed to be in the right pack. So I basically converted these guys by adding a whole bunch of green stuff onto their shakos to sort of make a bearskin sort of shape, and just made a small little squad of Grenadiers that are sort of staying at attention. Not ideal. They look okay. They're passable. Didn't want to waste the figures, but yeah, those were basically a fluke. I wasn't supposed to have got them, but they were in some sort of box mixed up with the hat set, so made it work. They're okay. I mean, 8 guys, not enough to do much with, but they're painted up now, so whatever. These guys here, of course, these are the standards to beat. This is the the Zvezda Imperial Guard, which are great, beautiful sculpts. They're not quite appropriate for Waterloo because they do have sort of their full bear skins and knee-high gaiters. So I mean, they're beautiful figs. I do have another set to be painted. They're a little bit too full dress for the campaign look of Waterloo, but they're almost too nice to pass up when you can see them. So I have got a couple over the years. What else? I also have some command figs, which I don't think we're actually showing you guys. I know I posted a video years ago about my British command, but French command wasn't much better in terms of sets that are available. So that is my Imperial Guard Command. So if you look at the back there, sort of put the personalities. So the main guy there is Dro, who was the Imperial Guard Command at the time at Waterloo. Then Commander of the Grenadiers, some other officers, Empress Dragoons, Senior Officer, Chasseurs de Saval, ADC. So that's basically my Imperial Guard Command. A lot of those are conversions. I also have two more just standard small figs. These are there's my Pierre Cambronne fig, which is a modified conversion from one of the old Prussian cuirassier sets. But I always like that sort of pose. I think the Perry 20mm Cambronne set is essentially the same pose, but it's a good one. Sort of marching down past the troops is had out with the chapeau sort of aggressively pointing. So I've sort of tried to mimic that. And it turned out okay. I don't usually paint faces on it, but because he didn't have a shako or anything to hide his face, it was a little more obvious. So I tried to do a face. It's pretty basic, but it's fine for the scale. Then that is the Grenadier from the Waterloo 1915 pack. But almost all the officers in that pack have their arms raised, gesturing, sort of advancing aggressively, which I didn't really like. So I basically just modified the arm to basically have him just kind of having his sword at the shoulder, which turned out fine. Also added a little bit of green stuff to make his plume a little bit larger too. But yeah, it turned out okay. And lastly, this isn't necessarily Imperial Guard, but this is actually my French general staff, including Napoleon, which I don't think I showed you. This is sort of the equivalent of what I did for the British years ago, which you guys might have seen that video. Again, the artillery set is better than for the French, but it's still not great. The poses are kind of bland, they're not very dynamic, and so I did a lot of conversions here, and I did this years ago actually, to get the light down there, to sort of get a better scope. So basically what these is, I can't remember all the names of these guys, but there's Napoleon, that's Bertrand, I think, Le Bédoyer, Mamelouk Guard Ali, a few of his ordnance officers. That's supposed to be Soult, who was the chief of staff, a couple generals, a few adjutant commander and adjutants, a variety of various ADCs and various officer attached ADCs. One I sort of modified to basically look like he's trying to climb up, getting into his saddle, which I think turned out kind of cool. Yeah, it's a lot. Most of these are basically conversions from that artillery French command set or the Prussian 1806 Cuirassier set, which I've modified with making some adjustments to chapeaus and plumes and whatnot. But I mean, all in all, I think it turned out okay. It's certainly better than it was. Different poses, which I think look kind of cool. And yeah, I gotta flock these guys still and base them. But I think it looks good. The French staff is pretty large at Waterloo. It's always pretty large. So I think this is a little more representative than just having a couple figures that would have normally come in the sets. And lastly, here's just a few other command figs, which again I've been rebasing. Those are just two of the officers from the Waterloo 15 pack. Pretty much just painted straight up. I don't know if that guy's actually supposed to be French. I think he might actually be Dutch or Nassau or something, but I painted it to be French. It's fine. This is a modified one to be senior officers of the Chasseurs de Saval, the Guard. Well, not bad. I think it turned out okay. And here are some of my artillery command, regular foot artillery. So that's just one modified guy I made, mounted officer. The other two figs are the foot artillery, and that's actually the drummer from the Voltigeurs set, but I painted up the artillery. And these are both modified. This is supposed to be either a senior commander, I think the commander of the French artillery, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I sort of modified him kind of as if he's sort of, riding up to a post, and then there's an officer who's, waiting him with a salute. So I think it turned out okay. Yeah, and I am painting a couple figures, just sort of, because I'm getting the bug, and what I'm painting is I'm just painting up some of the more of the Revel Chasseurs, Grenadiers. Nice set. Just finished painting up the blue for their great guys. Gotta go through another coat again. And yeah, so anyway, so I post a video update, guys. I know it's been a while. I don't have a lot of time to post videos anymore, or even to paint for that matter. But every once in a while, a couple months, usually by watching your guys' videos, I still watch them. Every once in a while, I'll sort of get the bug. I have a lot of things keeping me busy and work and whatnot, but every once in a while I get the bug, and especially when it's crap weather out, kind of get motivated. So I've had poking away a couple days, and I thought, well, while this stuff's out, I might as well post a video, let you guys know I'm still poking away, still watching your videos, and yeah, okay. Well, anyway, that's it, guys. Just wanted to give a post, and I will hopefully post more when I get a chance. Don't count on anytime soon, but anyway, take care, guys. Keep painting, and talk to you later. Cheers.